I'm considering divorcing my husband because he can't stop grieving over his unalived mom. Yeah, I know. Everyone is fired up at the title and ready to tell me what a crap I am. To those people, I implore you to read the rest of this post before making a judgment. My 36F, husband's 33 meters, mother passed away 5 years ago from lung cancer. It was not a peaceful or easy way to go. Our lives understandably went on pause after the diagnosis, and we both spent a lot of time off work helping care for his mother. My husband had a pretty typical showing of grief at the time, cycling through different stages, same with our 3 kids. After she passed, however, my husband got really bad. I totally understand this. I can't say I know exactly what he went through because I haven't had a parent pass yet, but I understand how devastated he was. For months after, he could barely function. I gently took over pretty much all the responsibilities in the household and with the kids. He had been attending grief counseling since the diagnosis and continued after his mom's passing. None of this is the problem, and I tried to be as supportive as possible. He cried on my shoulder every night for months, and I just thought this was the expected lows of marriage that I'd need to carry with him. The problem is that after 5 years, he does not seem any better or more functional. He stopped grief counseling about 4 years ago and refused to go again, stating it would not help him and that nothing could. About a month before any major holiday, he will have a major downturn. In bed half the day, crying all day, does not want to interact with the family, and does not have the energy to do anything around the house. This will go on every single day until about a week after the holiday ends. Every holiday is intense grief just as much now as it was 5 years ago. October, November, December, and especially January, which was his mom's birthday month. Every year are particularly bad. I am essentially without my husband and I'm a single parent to my 3 kids. Altogether, he is completely incapacitated by grief for about 6 months out of the year and has been for the past 5 years. When I say incapacitated, I mean incapacitated. When he is in the depths of his grief, he is completely incapable of intimacy with me or the kids. There is no cuddling, spending time with us, or going on family outings. I don't have bedroom intimacy for half the year. I've stopped asking him if he wants to talk about it because he can't get any words out between sobs if he tries. What hurts the most is that the kids have stopped asking or being concerned. If they see their dad in bed when they get home, they just go about their day and think, oh, dad is sad today. They don't really seek affection from him anymore because they rarely get anything more than tears. I've discussed this with therapists, my parents, friends, etc., and I know all the rebuttals people have for this, so let me preempt them. He is unwilling to go back to therapy for grief counseling or to see a doctor for depression. Yes, I know he's severely depressed, but I can't force him to go to the doctor. God knows I've tried so much. Yes, it really is just as intense as it was 5 years ago. No, I never tell him to get over it or blow him off. On my worst days, I just give him space and leave him be. Most days, I try to offer him some comfort. If you want to judge me for leaving him alone, whatever, but know that I feel like I essentially have caretaker fatigue at this point. I feel like my husband checked out of our lives when his mom passed. I would do anything to get him back, even a small piece of him, but he doesn't seem willing or able to move on past his mom's passing. I feel awful for considering a divorce, but I don't know what else to do. Here's the updated version without the bold text. Update 1. I just kind of threw the previous post together as a stream of consciousness bent on my break at work. I didn't go back and look at it until later because I just assumed it would get buried since I've never had anything I posted get any major attention. And honestly, I thought I was going to get eviscerated in the comments for being insensitive or uncaring. I was floored by the number of responses and really kind DMs I got and felt a little overwhelmed at the idea of responding to them all, so I figured I would post an update here. A few people mentioned I should have him involuntarily admitted to a medical facility. I didn't mention in the original post, but I did ask our family doctor about that maybe a year ago, and he told me that unless he is a threat to himself or others, it's unlikely to happen. I looked this up myself as well, and that appears to be true for the state we live in. I do agree that he needs medical treatment. I suspect that during his year of grief counseling after his mom's passing, he was not honest with his counselor. I have a distinctly sad memory of him coming home after one of his last sessions and telling me that his counselor said he probably wouldn't need to go much longer, then he went and laid down on the bed and cried. I haven't been able to convince him to go back to counseling. However, I'm glad I posted to Reddit because somehow I hadn't really considered that he might need more intensive treatment than just counseling. I also saw one comment that scared the hell out of me, suggesting that he may do something drastic if I give him a divorce ultimatum. With those things in mind, I don't think doing that is the way to go. Instead, I'm planning to write him a letter explaining how we need him back and that we love him and care for him deeply, but he needs more help than we can provide alone. I'll tell him that he needs to go to the doctor and be honest about what he's been going through. Thank you for your advice, everyone.